Film Festival may have been the Cannes Film Festival walking the red carpet. The film has played other festivals since. What do you think of this world? Is it something that you can ever see yourself attending, or I mean, you're seeing it kind of from the other side, but I think, I don't know if you understood what Tate was saying about it can seem intimidating. It doesn't seem open or welcoming necessarily, even though that's exactly what film festivals want to be, is they want to reach the audience. So if you just share another young person's perspective of festivals.
Bah, effectivement, j'ai vu, mon premier festival, c'est effectivement Cannes. Donc, c'est quand même, je sais pas si j'ai un avis qui reflète particulièrement ceux des autres, et je veux parler au nom de personne, mais par contre, moi, ce que j'ai découvert et ce qui m'a surpris, et je pense que c'est ça qu'il faut vraiment faire comprendre aux gens, de tout âge d'ailleurs, mais c'est que je me suis vraiment rendu compte que les festivals, c'était juste vraiment une concentration de gens passionnés, vraiment passionnés par le cinéma, et qui voulaient juste... c'est des endroits d'échange incroyables et riches. J'ai aucune idée de si je serais allée dans un festival de cinéma par moi-même un jour, probablement. Mais en tout cas, ce que j'ai découvert, c'est juste vraiment un univers riche de gens passionnés et qui ont envie de donner leur passion aux autres. Donc, c'est que bien, quoi.
So yeah, it was my first film festival, was Cannes, and so maybe that doesn't really reflect everybody else's experience. But you know, what did really surprise me and what stood out to me when I was there is that I saw that, you know, the people at the festival, they're really people who are passionate about films, and they want to share their passion about films, and that's really what it is about. And there's an amazing exchange. It's very rich. It's you know, I don't know if I would have gone to a film festival just like that, you know, I can't tell you, but I have to say, having gone, and what I found there was really just a world of people who have a lot of passion for what they're doing, who want to share what they're doing, and who are very excited about, you know, making films.
Juste maintenant que j'entends ma propre traduction, je me rends compte que c'est un tout petit peu... En fait, évidemment, c'est pas hyper surprenant qu'il y ait des gens passionnés de cinéma dans des festivals de cinéma, mais ce que je voulais dire par là, c'était plutôt que peu importe, parce que donc, pour rebondir sur ce que disait Tate, sorry. Pour rebondir sur ce que disait Tate, c'est que oui, ça peut paraître très officiel, mais en fait, peu importe que ce soit des producteurs, des réalisateurs, des acteurs, des gens qui viennent juste au festival comme ça, ce qui réunit tout le monde, c'est la passion du cinéma, et donc ça met tout le monde sur un pied d'égalité, d'échange, et c'est ça qui est vraiment accueillant dans un festival de cinéma. C'est mieux.
So just hearing back to what I was saying, when I was sharing it in English, when I was talking about, you know, people being passionate about movies, I wanted to relate to what Tate was saying, since, you know, from the outside it might seem so official and so sort of, you know, distant, but you know, it actually creates some, like, this kind of equality among the people when they're there, you know, if they're actors or directors or producers, that they all, you know, share that, and so it becomes a very fruitful platform for exchange.
It makes me realize another major benefit of festivals is something like what we're doing now, where there is a chance for the creators to interface with the audience, and to the extent that young people, they're of course welcome. Sometimes it's about how to reach them, but you know, it's a chance to kind of understand how a film is made, where it's coming from, maybe inspire them as future storytellers or filmmakers themselves. Pascal, I kind of want to give you the last word here, because I don't know anyone in Los Angeles who attends more local film festivals than you do. That's really kind of what you're dedicated to. And you know, if we can look within that experience, specifically about, like, are you seeing young people, and do you have a couple theories, thoughts that might, help inspire and motivate them to come more often?
Okay, that's the subject now. I'm going to be the disruptor because I mean this is all very well and that's great and quite interesting. What we do is to try and gauge all these things, and this is a wonderful panel, by the way, because you have two extremes, and you have young people and older people. So that's all we need to make an interesting panel. But we need to discuss the harsh reality, because the harsh reality is that cinema is going down the drain. It's not like, oh, kumbaya, there's a lot of passionate people going to film festival. The harsh reality is that even the biggest film festivals of Los Angeles, the film capital of the world, are disappearing one after the other, or reducing their scope one after the other through lack of funding, etc., etc. And we can blame it on COVID all we want, but this trend, you know this better than I do, but started before COVID. It's not COVID. I mean, COVID didn't help, the strike didn't help, but that started way before COVID. So to go back to your questions and what I've been dying to say for a little while now, why is because we don't renew audiences. Because most of people at all the festivals I attend, the same ones you attend, I do considerably less than you, by the way, Peter, but that's
more here though. You go to more here.
It's mainly older audiences, as we all know, and that's a problem. That's a problem. So here we have two examples of completely different films, equally good. I mean, what defines a film as good or not good? I mean, I don't know, but they're completely different. You know, you have like an epic film, and you have a very contemporary film showing the reality of young people today in France, and one which was not my choice, by the way, but it's somewhat sponsored by my foundation, since it was the film that was chosen by Francois for the high school kids, and between us, that probably wouldn't have been my choice, and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why I was wrong also. So before you jump on me, 3-hour movie. We were ready. 3-hour movie, you know, period piece. We hadn't done this before. In the 14 years we've done this, and I'm like, whoa, that's going to be a hard sale. Now I went to see the movie. I did what they did. I did the micro-trottoir. I don't know what you say. Interviewing like the kids. And they loved it. And we had every day for 5 days in a row in the big cinema, 600 kids times 5 coming out like blown away. So that was a reality check, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I love the movie also. My kind of movie is more like the small gems from a first time. This is your first feature, I think, yeah. I was blown away by your movie also, obviously for different reasons. There's not one cinema, there are several cinemas. And that's the beauty of cinema, in that you talk about it, you say, oh, I didn't like this, oh, but I like that. And for the Parisian that I was of my age, that was the normal. For here, I'm considered a film buff, but you know, no TikTok, no smartphones, none of this when I grew up, and I'm sure people relate to this. Now, I'm throwing all this together. I think Tate is almost the most important person here. We had a little talk just before, and for all his positivity, that's an American thing, you know. You need to be positive. I'm American now, but I need to be negative a little bit at the time, and then some people would argue a lot at the time. But
so that's all great. I love that you're stirring it up. I'm not going to let you have the last word. I'm going to punctuate a few of these things, because it's like, it's not going down the drain, but it is definitely under constant threat. And so it needs audiences, it needs support, and you are 100% right. I remember I came as a senior in college to Los Angeles during the summer. Outfest was going on, and I went to Outfest, and then now it no longer exists, but maybe 20 years ago I was going to Outfest, and I was like, it's the same crowd. It's like prom for old gay men. It's like and it's like I love that they have that relationship, but like, how do you reach young people? Maybe young people don't need a gay film event like that to find each other in the world of apps and other sort of things, but it's like, how do you, and so they were trying things and they were trying to reach out, but that's one festival where it's an issue. Here, the thing that you're supporting at the American Fringe Film Festival with showing a film to high school students is amazing. What Tate said earlier, I think is really helpful to know, just like, how do you get a young person into the festival for the first time so they know what it is, they aren't scared of it, and they'll either tell their friends or they'll come again in the future. And this is going to sound really patronizing, but like, bring someone with you next time. Like your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter. You're like, and you're right. Me too. It's like I go to the movies all the time by myself. It's like we have to indoctrinate them, convert them, show them the way. Because that's meant to just sort of maybe add a couple more optimistic twists to what you're saying, but I think
Thank you for correcting.
Sounding the alarm is totally appropriate. So, would anyone else like to add anything to what I've said, because it doesn't have to be me who ends. Go ahead.
Moi, j'aimerais dire que arriver à faire venir autant de gens pour un film qui dure 3 heures, alors que les Français sont... Il faut un peu les motiver quand même pour les bouger, etc. Je trouve que justement, c'est un signe de beaucoup d'espoir. Et je suis d'accord, bien évidemment, qu'il faut tirer la sonnette, mais je trouve que c'est une très belle preuve d'espoir et de désir de cinéma, en tout cas en France, et je pense que probablement aussi, en tout cas à Los Angeles aussi, puisque ça a été un franc succès que de faire venir autant d'étudiants aussi heureux de voir ce film. Donc il faut s'accrocher à ce signal-là, mais c'est un peu naïf, mais...
No, I agree. Go ahead.
See, I need to say, though, that to get so many people and so many young people to go see a 3-hour film, I mean, that really gives us hope, right? And yes, we can sound the alarm clock, but we should, or the alarm, maybe not the alarm clock, just the alarm. So, but this does really give us hope, right? And I think it's okay to feel that. And especially since we have seen it in France with that film, and now seeing it here with all the high schoolers who came to see that film, I think it's okay to have hope.
It's great. I mean, it makes me realize festivals are a way that, of course, we probably all bring younger people to the movies, but there is something about, a festival that I think the reason why you guys have developed this program here at TAFF is to show those students that they can also, it's not necessarily come back to this festival, but also just go to foreign films, go to French films, go to movies that are maybe outside the range of the narrow thing you thought you were interested in. And hopefully we are starting habits or showing them, sort of like opening a new window. I'm encouraged, Tate, that, your elders have kind of like, fostered the necessary things in you to bring you to this place, this week. But do you want to give us a last thought, and then we can kind of turn people loose?
Sure. I think that there's such a magic, especially in a film like The Count of Monte Cristo, because it's such a classic story, but it's told in such a modern way. And I think it was really easy to connect with, especially for young people, because we don't get to see as many period epics like that. I thought it was excellent. I think also Wild Diamond, the most recent American season of Love Island was its most popular yet, and all over social media. So I think there's an amount that we can see these things and just feel a connection to it. And I think that, especially with The Count of Monte Cristo, people are going to resonate with that, and that's going to open up a whole other world of classic movies to see, and other movies that just when young people see this, I know, including myself, after I watched it, I immediately went to Google to see what are some other versions of the film or some older versions. And I think that's such a magical thing about technology, is that we can just see something we like and go, I really like this, I want to see more. And I know that I'm not the only person that did that after watching the movie. So
it's harder to find than you realize. Like, there's a Gérard Depardieu version, can't be seen. The Louis Jourdan version,
yeah,
possible to watch, but some people are being sent to read the book. I can't believe you said 90%. You think 90% of French people have not read it? I sort of assumed they'd all read it.
No.
And it was me who kind of had to do the Wikipedia thing to review it. But well, hopefully you're inspiring people in this way too to sort of expand their culture.
What is incredible that
there's a mic right
yes,
there.
sorry. What is crazy is that after when they saw the movie this summer, because the France sortie.
Release.
Pardon, la sortie française c'était fin juin. Le livre est devenu le best-seller de cet été. Non,
so the film was released in June, the book became the bestseller of the summer.
That's terrific. Well, I hope we entertained you. I hope we've given you some food for thought. Thank you all, and congratulations on your film. Thank you for coming all the way to Los Angeles to share them with us.